to actually examine what is happening here at the day first of the national cleaning exercise. And so that is what at the moment we're seeing. You already have the finance minister here, and he was also supervising the cleaning exercise. Of course, he actually witnessed the military bringing out a barrel which has been choked or locked in a gutter, blocking the flow of the water. And so he made a lot of, pronouncement. And of course, we're trying to get close to him and hear from him plans that he has for this community, actually. Now, one thing interesting is that the members of this community are all out helping the exercise this morning. You can see, shops being closed. They are all engaged in this. Nobody is left out in today's exercise, and that is what we are seeing here. It's a nationalistic movement. If you look from the drain, the side of the drain, you can see the military and the police service.
We have gone to sleep for a long time. A while ago, some military commanders and other service commanders just walked through. All of them are going to participate in this exercise. This morning at Alajo, what is happening is the collection of debris. In fact, it's all over. Alajo has one of the major drains that feeds the Kole Lagoon, and so most of the drains across the country are channeled to enter the Alajo major drain, which passes through the Odo stream into the sea. But before then, there's a water retention center within the Alajo, that is the Malam Mata market area. And so this morning you can see from behind me that a lot of heavy duty trucks which have been released by some of the contractors across the country. I've seen First Sky, I've seen many of them representing the companies which own them, which are here to be part of the exercise. So you can see from the back there that is what is happening. The Minister for Local Government is here. The Managing Director of Jospon Group of Companies, Zoom Lion, is also here. I'll be engaging all of them along the line. But what is very important at this stage is that the debris we are seeing is basically a collection of plastics, a collection of bottles, a collection of waste material from people's homes, which are deliberately dumped. Some are even sachet bags of all kinds of items, including clothing, which find it difficult to be pushed through, even if the currents are very high. So if you look at the size of the drains and you look at what has been swept or pulled out from the drains, it should tell you that there is no wonder this area experienced floods during the June 29 downpour. So you can tell that this is unacceptable, something that is avoidable. I've seen the leader of the task force who I believe will be joining them. So let me speak to one of the members of the task force. I want to speak to one of you, sir. Your job is to mitigate this exercise. Maybe let me engage you first. We went around just some few days ago to some of the major areas where retention sites have been virtually choked. But this is part of the floods we experience. What comes to mind when you watch some of these things and the task ahead?
The task ahead is enormous. But as you can see, we need a lot of these payloads to clear all this rubbish, to make way for the water to flow freely. This is going to take some time. As you can see, this is not a one-day job. So as the President said yesterday, we the military are going to continue to clear this. And then when we are done with this area, we'll move to other places to clear the rubbish.
Okay, so he is the leader of the task force, of course, the military, which is in charge of the post-flood mitigation measures. But one thing is about observing what I choose to describe as just a testimony of what must represent the lifestyle of people. We will collect this today. and then we'll move away. But the people live in the community. What should assemblies be doing to enforce the bylaws?
We need to carry everybody along. We must understand that this is not the job of the government. It's the responsibility of every individual to make sure that our towns are playing. Now the assemblies are the ones who are supposed to ensure this. So for me, I think that we have a sanitation day every month. That should be ensured, so that if we continue to do this, then this kind of thing will be a thing of the past.
Thank you very much. So I just spoke to the team leader when it comes to those who are in charge of managing the waste. I've just walked past the Deputy Chief of Staff Operations, Mr. Stan Dogbe. Sir, I've seen you busy working, but what is important is that you don't live in this community, but systems must work. The assemblies must work, just as government expects that people will do the right thing. We cannot continue to wait till these disasters happen. What would you share with Ghanaians by way of advice and strict instructions to everybody?
Well, thank you, Eric. I think that it goes beyond the assemblies to us as individuals who live in our homes and live in our communities. If you see the extent of rubbish debris that has been pulled out of homes in this Alajo area alone, you'll be astonished. And this is rubbish that have been packed in homes for months, probably for years. You can see the tons of them, and we are going to try to clear them. The assemblies will come to clear, but on a daily basis, waste management companies are responsible for collecting rubbish from various homes. And you pay a little token to either the Abobo area people or the waste management companies to take them. You have a situation where many people are refusing to do that and rather keeping the waste in their homes. You saw the drains that were desilting this morning. It's choked. There are shops there that continue to throw rubbish into the drain. So for me, it is more of an individual problem. That one is more than the assembly. The assemblies are supposed to ensure regulation. They are supposed to ensure that the right things are done. When the individuals in the assemblies are individuals who are coming from home. So if you are not doing it well in your home and you have been given the responsibility to supervise, to regulate, are you able to do it? That is where the problem. I think that we have a serious moral issue. We have a serious behavioral issue that will not take a day to solve. It will not take 2 days to solve. But this is the beginning. Our instruction from the president is to clear the rubbish from around the streets as we move them from the drains and people are bringing them from home. Today, what we have done is to commandeer in excess of 100 tipper trucks through the Ministry of Local Government and the assemblies, and then getting the wheel loaders and the front loaders to now come in and load off. We've been here since 6 o'clock, and you see that we've done just a stretch of about 100 meters. There are lots more to be done. If you go to Nima, you go to Kaneshi, it is a behavioral matter. And for me, I am incensed by Ghanaians who think that this is just the responsibility of the leaders of this country. Who are the leaders? The leaders themselves are individuals. They have homes, they have children in their homes. So if you are grown up, you sit on television, you sit on radio, you sit on Facebook and say your leaders, what are you teaching your children? Because the reason why the front of your house is dirty today is because you are not well trained. You did not take the instructions from your teachers and your parents well. And you are passing that same habit and thinking into your children. We need to be serious as a people and realize that these are health hazards. If you stay within these rubbish and stench for a period, you will surely get sick. And we don't understand why we have frequent headache, we have tummy aches, we have typhoid fever and others, and we will blame other situations for it. I think that there's a serious need for some behavioral change that of course will not take months, will not take years, but people must be responsible. People must be responsible.
The other aspect, just before you go, is about enforcement. Something that our laws perhaps are too relaxed, and so it is not punitive enough. Residents themselves do not see the need to put people to order.
It is not about the laws being relaxed. It is about the people. If you are given a task to ensure enforcement, yours is to enforce. You don't wait and say that you will not do this because the laws are lax. The laws are not lax at all. Eric, our problem is that we are not enforcing the laws. The people who are given the responsibility to enforce are not enforcing. And if they continue to do that and they enforce, we will not have the problems that we have. If the environmental health officer himself appreciates the need for what he has been employed to do. When he's passing and he sees an area dirty, he will not look at it and say, let me go to the office. He will enter the building and then check and ensure that the right things are done. When he sees that a shop owner is sited right by the drain, he would go back and ensure that those things are moved. And when they are moving them, you, the neighbor, should not say, oh, you say, that mentality is where the problem is. Where if you are firm, you are strict, you are disciplined, you are considered either you are too low, you are arrogant, you have pride, you don't care for people, you have no, you are not humane. That is where the problem is. If we all come together and agree that this must be A, and we support the person who is ensuring that the A is implemented, these problems will start to reduce.
Thank you very much. So I just had a chat with the Deputy Chief of Staff Operations, Standobe, who is also leading member of the task force, which has the mandate to ensure that these things are corrected. I've just seen the Managing Director of Jospon Group of Companies, who is just around. So I will have to have a chat with him briefly. Mr. Japan, I know you are very busy, but for us, the most important thing is after cleaning, the streets must be clear.
So His Excellency, the President of the Republic, we always want to thank him for this noble and good idea of leadership. So he has instructed, and we've got these long trailers, these blue long trailers, about 60 of them, to do a collection.
The one coming in at the moment?
That is it.
About 60
of them are going to be deployed from this morning up to a week. That will go to everywhere that the cleanup exercise occurred, and then it will take all the debris on the shoulders and everything, and then transfer them to the transfer station at the treatment plant. This is the first of its kind of an exercise where all integrated. After collection, you will never see debris left over. It's not like what have been done and then so everything is organized. Currently, you have about 20 tipper trucks doing the exercise, and then you have those longer ones.
So let's go back this way. You can keep talking. The media will follow you.
So you have.
Okay.
That's good. So you have those longer ones moving around, doing the collection and everything else. So this exercise, you will never have debris left over.
Okay, I will engage you again. I'm told the president will be in any moment from now, so the media will move to the background so that his vehicle can pass through. But while we are waiting for the arrival of His Excellency, I can tell you that the numbers here are huge. Most Ghanaians are interested in what is happening. The president's presence here is basically symbolic to drive the agenda to keep Ghana clean. We have made rhetorics about this for years, for months, and it will look like nobody is acting on the orders of what needs to be done. So we'll be back shortly.
All right, so like I made mention earlier, the whole Ghana is here. In fact, all the big men and big women authorities are all here. I mean, Zoom Lion CEO Jospon is also here. They are also, giving out their support to what the country is actually doing, because we need to save our communities. We need to come together as people to ensure that our communities are clean. We can make it. This is a country with, great and beautiful culture, and so filth cannot be part of us. We need to clear them from our communities, and that is what we are seeing. Like I said, Alajo is sort of an epicenter where we saw a lot of havoc and a lot of reports that came out. We gave you all of them on this channel for you to understand the impact of the floods in that regard. So it is important that a lot of emphasis is placed on this community, and that is what you're seeing. Don't be surprised to see all state authorities here, because we need to make it work again. And so that is what is happening at the moment here at Alajo. We will try and engage some people for you to know why Alajo and why the entire nation is moving towards here. Let's try and get a resident for us to speak to. You live in Ayo, right? Okay, so you not get all of them prepared and ready to speak to us, but then as and when we get some of them, we will actually get them to speak to the issue, because the residents are the witness of it. They understand, they know the impact of it, what happened, how much they are affected by the floods that happened on June 30 and June 29, and so they will be best to let us know the impact this cleanliness will even have on their very livelihoods, and so we get you updated. Like I made mention earlier, we are going to have almost all the state authorities here, from presidency to the least person of this country, if there so be. Then that is Alajo. That is where everyone is in here. And so if you hear from the background, like I made mention earlier, the whole nation is here. And I must also commend the people of Alajo. They've closed their shops. They are also out participating in it, and also ensuring that this is their own community, and they need to be in the forefront of this battle to restore their own community back to life. The story you want to hear from Alajo next is that it rains and nothing happened in Alajo. The people came out to do their normal routine works, and there wasn't any flood. That is what I think is on the mind of the president when he declared 2 days National Cleaning Day for the entire country, and also the 7 hard-hit flood communities or regions in the country. And so we are ensuring that happens. We are ensuring that this dream of the president come to fruition. So everybody is out here to help save the situation. If it rains tomorrow, we don't expect anywhere to flood. If it rains today, we looking forward that nothing bad happen. So as I speak, on your shot is the arrival of the first gentleman of our land, President John Dramani Mahama. Like I said, the whole nation is here. Everybody is moving to Alajo. All authorities are moving to Alajo to ensure that this community is cleansed again. So the president has just arrived to ensure that this exercise is successful. He would want to be a part of it. He would want to join the exercise. And so that is what we are seeing at the moment. We are letting you understand. We are letting you understand that the state is here to ensure that the exercise is successful. So the president has just arrived. He will be also assessing the situation. He will also be assessing the situation and get first-hand information during the exercise and ensure that we have a successful and smooth cleaning up exercise. This is the day one, first day of the 2 days cleaning exercise. So it's a bit. So that's the president. Moving to the big drain here at Alajo, because this is
when it comes. So I will steal the Minister for Local Government away from Jospon, who will join us any moment from now. I know the engagement has been how best can you approach this challenge. For now, the exercise is supposed to be taking place across the country. Give us a summary of the feedback you are getting so far.
Let me say a very good morning to our cherished viewers and to thank His Excellency the President and the Vice President for personally leading this exercise. And the participation has been very intensive, and the cooperation of Ghanaians, the patient organ. Let me thank everybody, the military, including the traditional authorities, the churches and the media. Everybody has been super. But the challenge now, as you are seeing it, even the President himself has seen it. Yesterday he was here, today he's coming here back. It tells you that he has seen the enormity of the problem. But I thank God that with the number of trucks that are coming, and with all the transfer stations that were previously closed and that have been opened, and with the cooperation of the private sector, clearly within the next 10 days, the things that we are seeing in the Greater Accra, they will all be cleared, and the streets will also be swept, and proper care will also be taken. So we are not stopping today. We are doing today. Yesterday we did it. Today we are doing it. From 30th of June, the MMDCs in Greater Accra and Nation have not been sleeping at all. This has been their costume. So clearly today we are continuing. The President will come here, and you see the number of trucks. When we were in the meeting, the estimation was that we were to bring about 100 trucks. But coming to the grounds has seen that it is not a matter of 100 trucks, because people were holding the refuse in their houses. And because we said the transfer stations are open for free, the President arranged with the private sector and said we should open the transfer stations for free. So they were open for free. So some are taking them to the transfer station at Chimbota, some in Jamestown, some in Kaneshi, some in Abukubi, some in Malam, some in Panta. So clearly, because of that freedom, everybody, they are all bringing the waste. And that's why when you go around all the streets, you see heaps and heaps of refuse dumped there. And evacuation of the waste heaps that you see is also another work, and that's why we are not ending today.
So today the focus is on the evacuation of the waste while other people continue the cleaning.
Yes, today we said everybody should clean their communities and their neighborhoods, and that's why you don't see them on the streets. And once they do that, they bring the refuse to the streets, and that's why the evacuation should be carried out.
But there's one thing that is missing. Most of what we have seen does not reflect just a few days of dumping, months, possibly years. Again, enforcement. Are the assembly sleeping? How do we change the narrative?
Let me hold the fort for MMDCs and to commend them. Most Ghanaians don't appreciate the nature of the problem. The silting of the drains and storm drains is not the responsibility of the assemblies. The assemblies are for just primary drains, but the desilting is done by urban roads. And urban roads should have done the desilting of the drains and all those by March before the rain set in. And this was not done. So that's why some Ghanaians are just blaming the MMDCs. But as Minister for Local Government, I must set the record straight. The setting of primary drains, MMDCs. But the silting of the drains that you see, that all the choke gutters and all the big drains, is the responsibility of the urban roads.
I understand you perfectly.
It was not done for years, as you have said. Even the President testified to that yesterday. So once we do this, that the city must also qualify. Thank God, money has been given to the Minister of Western Housing and the urban roads, and clearly from 30th June, they are all doing it. So it's like we are working together simultaneously. And when you don't just set the record straight, and people think that, oh, the assembly should have done this, the money given to the assemblies cannot be used for the city of all the big drains that you see in the, and that is the cause. So the presidency has given that directive, and that is why you see that we are desilting, we are sweeping, we are evacuating, and we are sorting, and we are recycling. So when you carry all those waste to a landfill site, you are compounding the problem. And that's why the entire Greater Accra, there's no landfill site. Though we were doing it here, he then got full. We were doing it here, then got full. So from 2014, we moved to recycling. And that is why today's one, we are sorting and we are...
Okay, so I'm told the president is almost in. And so we will continue with the conversation when he arrives. So as we speak, the place is set. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will be here any moment from now. If you look at the extreme end on my left from where I am, you will still see debris being collected. You would also notice at the back there that there are more of the trucks that are coming in. The Member of Parliament is in this area. The concern is about how do we go on from here.
Yes.
It is about time the people in your community see what is here. We admit that some may have come in the major drain on its way towards the Kole Lagoon Enclave. But what we see in the drains here are basically the activity of the shop owners, the activity of the landlords and the tenants in this area. As a Member of Parliament, what do you think needs to be done beyond just this collection to enforce and stop this menace from going on?
I think the major issue has to do with enforcement. The municipal assembly is responsible for sanitation in the community. So I've spoken with the MC regarding some of these issues you've just mentioned here. The major issue is that we need to have a task force that will ensure that when you make a mess in front of your shop or wherever you live, and you leave it there, there's consequences for that action. So he has agreed that after this exercise, we are going to form a task force to ensure that, look, we shouldn't be coming back here every year. After any major downpour, we come back here and lament and we'll go back and repeat the same thing. Moving forward, we have to ensure that there's a task force that is going to ensure that throughout the year, we have people checking people to make sure that they do the right thing. Once we get this thing done, I believe that we'll not be facing this coming.
Should we be ruthless in ensuring what is basically in the interest of ourselves?
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think that even the people also want us to be ruthless, because look, everybody is in support of, getting rid of all the structures that are on the waterways. So this is the appropriate time, because we have the government, the people supporting we have the people supporting us in this at this particular time. If we don't take advantage of this and we allow that support to fade away, and we come back and want to do the right thing, we'll get resistance. So I want us to take that opportunity to ensure that this time around we do the right thing and we build that culture, so that moving forward, everybody knows these are how things are supposed to be done, and people follow our lead.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's the Member of Parliament for the area. So the issue basically is, when you see it, report it, ensure the right things are done. I believe if from time to time we are beginning this process, and then from time to time we encourage people who report those who are breaching the basic sanitation laws, and we make sure that those who are sanctioned are either punished by the courts to come and then work on debris like this, it should be punitive enough, deterrent enough for those whose habit is just about dumping in the waste. And again, another practice we have also observed and heard is that some of these people wait in the middle of the night when people are sleeping. That is when they come out to engage in these things. I will try to engage the president of the Ghana Journalists Association. This is a national exercise, but there are times when there's a feeling that the media is too focused on the politics of NDC MPP, when media, as people who should also chart a course for the good of society, go to bed. As president of the GJA, would you say what I've said is right?
I think you are right, and I agree with you. And if you can see, we this time around, we are not treating this as a political issue, and we don't want to politicize it. It's the reason about 3 days ago I addressed the media, calling on all the media to support the call and the president, in fact, for this national exercise. Flood doesn't know MPP, doesn't know NDC, and this has become a threat to national security. And so for all of us as the media, it is our responsibility to protect the citizenship. And so you cannot politicize such an essential matter and then